boys, before we get into Bossy on this one, it's going to be Bossy time. It will be Bossy time for the Ladbrokes Cox Plate winner. But we'll get your thoughts on Sir Dragonet.
It was a tremendous ride by Glen. I'm not going to pee in his pocket there. I think his ride won the day. I think he beat up on the horses on the soft ground, which I think he was very suited on. We did see him come out and win again at Weight for Age in the autumn, but I think if you ask, your favourite 25 Cox Plate winners or top 25 Cox Plate winners, I don't think Sir Dragonet's there.
Right.
He got the job done on the day, the conditions on the day, beautifully trained by Ma Eustace, beautifully ridden by Glen Boss. But I would think, he wouldn't be allowed in the same paddock as some of the great Weight for Age Cox Plate winners that we've seen. Would love to have him, would love to train him, would love to own him. But he had his birthday that day.
Just didn't tickle your fancy.
No, Glen Boss can have the raps that day, not Sir Dragonet.
Yeah. Hard and honest, as always, what we expect from PG Moody.
Absolutely.
But Bossy, it was one of your best days of the season.
Oh, yeah. For me, it was obviously Huey Bowman got suspended and all the stars lined up when I was asked to get the call up. And, it is my favourite race. I grew up, it's my favourite race. And to win the 100th edition of it, it was almost like it was meant to happen. And I was, when I got the call up, I went back through this horse's. I went through his pedigree, and he's got an amazing pedigree. People haven't seen a pedigree like this in a European come to Australia. It's amazing pedigree. But I look back through his form, and he had world-class form. And it just had to be. He had to get the conditions on the day, and I had to give him a good ride, and we were able to get both.
And you did.
Well, we got both. But at the end of the day, you need the vehicle underneath you to allow you to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the ride, gave him a great ride, but he was a willing participant in every part of that journey.
Where's he rank in terms of your Cox Plate successes?
I think.
What's the one that's?
When I won the Cox Plate, I thought he was still an immature, foley-looking colt.
Yeah.
That's the opinion I made of him. He was a 10-start juvenile.
So still more to come.
Well, yeah, I don't know what the plans are for him now, but he come out in the autumn and he had a very lacklustre start to the autumn, and I blame myself for that. I gave the guys an opinion that he could win over 7 furlongs because he trialled up like he did. He was never going to win a 7-furlong race around Caulfield on a hard deck. And so it all went half pear-shaped from there. And it took to get to Sydney for them to actually get him back into the groove again. He ran very well in the Rambet, and he came out and won the Tancred. And then I give him another substandard ride in a Queen Elizabeth, which was probably the race for the ages of the year. And he got beaten a length and a half.
Yeah.
His form's not that bad, and I think he's a very good colt.